Hello there, welcome to bnetTV.com. I'm Michelle Sklar. We are here at the Mobile Marketing Association's Forum in Los Angeles. I'm joined by John Kim of Medio Systems. Thanks for taking the time to speak with us today.
My pleasure.
So first of all, John, why don't you tell us about your company?
Sure. So Medio is a white label search and advertising company. We specialize in providing carriers a search solution and publishers off deck, as well as advertising solutions for their search needs.
Okay, so let's educate our viewers a little bit more about your products and services. First of all, what is a white label?
Well, white label means that we don't promote our brand. What we actually enable is for any given publisher or carrier, they can go ahead and have a search box, and they don't have to worry about brand conflict. They don't have to worry about whether or not there's actually a fight for the attention for their particular consumer. We're completely focused on making sure that the consumer just has a very good search experience, and that all of the content that's available on a publisher or carrier site is then displayed in the right way and in the most relevant fashion.
Right. One of the things that we have been discussing quite a bit as of late is the importance of searchability on a mobile phone. When people are using their mobile device, they're searching in ways that are different than if they're searching on their computer. They're looking for fast answers rather than just, searchable pieces of information. What kind of technologies have you developed, and how have you created an interface that's going to facilitate that sort of, I've got one hand and I need to quickly search something?
Yeah, well, no, that's a great question. So there's a couple of things that we do. So we do extensive user testing to make sure that our search experience makes sense. And so we have a lot of predictive text technologies that really thinks about what is it that ultimately that you're looking for, and can we predict that? And actually what we find is that that's highly relevant, and over time you can actually learn from the user, make that even better over time. The second thing that we do is that we try to make sure that not only do users have an ability to search, but that there's also a browse experience that's relevant. Is that a lot of people, instead of actually typing in the keys, they'll just want to browse back and forth. We're conscientious of that. We try to, as much as possible, dynamically think about what does that directory structure really need to do, and how do we change it over time so that it continues to be usable.
Right. And how have you tapped into the plethora, doesn't even begin to describe it, but the enormous amounts of information that's out there that people want to search for? Are you tapped into certain content providers? Are you tapped in through certain carriers? How are you even gathering that information into your searchable database?
That's a great question. So one of the primary places that we look for content is actually through our carrier and publisher relationships. They have enormous amounts of content. They have enormous amounts of content relationships that they'd like to index and make sure that it's very easy to discover. So that's actually a starting point. We also have independent relationships with a number of different content providers to make sure that we're providing a best-of-class experience for the user. And so, for example, we had signed an agreement with CBS News, and so when you do a search, we're able to provide news that's relevant from the CBS site, and we have a number of other partnerships that, in the same fashion, we're able to provide the content that's relevant for any particular query.
Right. The mobile space has come a long way. Searchability has come a long way. What are you still finding are some of the barriers to entry or the challenges that you're encountering in this space today?
Well, it's still, a very young industry, and I think the keys are a couple of things. One is that there is still a consumer awareness problem, that they're not exactly sure that they can search on a mobile device, and I don't think consumers are completely aware of how it's different. And so we're trying to bridge the gap by demonstrating value, but for any particular query, you can actually find things on the go. And I think that's the key, is that the mobile experience is different than the web experience, PC web experience, from a standpoint that, when you're on the road and you're actually on a mobile phone, they expect you to think about the context that they're in. They expect you to think about the time of day and location. They expect you to know that they don't have time to text in long queries, and so we're adjusting and trying to provide value. At the same time, the user's not always aware that this is possible, so it's one of those, I think that's the key barrier, is just awareness.
Right. John, when we get a chance to talk to you again next year, hopefully we're going to see you at the Mobile Marketing Association Forum in the late spring, early summer. What are you hoping to talk to us about then?
Well, by that time, I'm hoping to talk to you about a couple of different things. One is that we have a number of exciting developments that we'll be announcing and launching by that time. I think that you'll be able to see some demonstrations of really our capabilities and how search is different. I think that you'll see actually some really good progress in actually demonstrating how we've made the mobile phone a lot more usable from a standpoint of searching for the things that you're looking for. Also, some of the things that we're hoping to show you by that time is just how advertisers have adopted the medium and how that experience is different actually for the advertiser.
Fantastic. John, thanks so much for speaking with us today. We appreciate that. We're here at the Mobile Marketing Forum, and I've been speaking with John Kim of Medio Systems. I'm Michelle Sklar for bnetTV.com.